My mother's gone. It's still hard to say it. It's still hard to think it, to understand it, and to come to grips with it. It's still hard not to hear my 2-year-old cry out, "Mama," at the top of her lungs, and not think about the childhood room in my mind where I'm shouting the same words and knowing I'll never receive a response again. That I'll never get that shoulder to cry on or that warm and comforting hug again. My mother didn't collect trinkets. She collected memories. She would take the moments that were important to her and threw them all into 2 dingy moving boxes filled to the brim with newspaper clippings, photographs, report cards, and baby teeth. By the state of the boxes, she seldom went through them herself. It's too hard, probably, because much of the joy it represented was also filled with the tinge of pain and sadness, as the life she truly wanted to live never turned out exactly how she thought it would. If it weren't for my father rekindling old memories with her before she died, I'm not sure we would have ever even seen them. It's almost fortuitous, as if my mom knew what was coming and wanted to help everyone see the world how she saw it. As much pain as I'm in right now, I look at these pictures where, for a brief moment of time, my mom captured her happiness and her joy. I see all the things she appreciated, the family she loved, her love and joy in the accomplishment of her goals, and her ability to create and inspire joy around us. I think I'm understanding better now. The memory of death is the price we pay for all the memories of joy our loved ones give us. It's always unfortunate that the price always feels so expensive at the moment, when the value of a life truly lived will always dwarf that cost. It's always hard to tell another person's story, but it's these stories that we tell about people that truly gives life to a person, even when they're gone. I feel like I owe it to my mother to tell her story to my daughter so she knows where she came from. These interactions and stories about how we have dealt with our relationships are the grounding of what makes us human. It would be unfair for my mother to focus solely on the joy and love she brought me without also laying bare the scars of life. For, after all, these scars are what truly define us. For without tragedy, there are no triumphs. Without betrayal, there is no redemption. So I will labor here, to be honest, and to do her story the honor of portraying it through her eyes. The core to my mother's story was one of creation and imagination. She took the beauty of her soul and made the canvas come alight with it. She saw the wonder of the world around her and tried to capture it, to give these images the life they deserved. Fantastical birds, the dark and lonely beauty of space, the 1,000 years worth of emotions held within a single smile, and the abstract darkness of our humanity were her favorite subjects. It's a miracle of modern life that we can even for a brief second glimpse the beautiful reality of her mind. My mother was a big sister. As the eldest of 7, she was saddled with responsibility from an early age. She helped change diapers and taught the youngest their ABCs. Through these actions, my mother had developed a love for teaching and caretaking, 2 qualities that would define her for the rest of her life. She was taught the value of selflessness and the expectation that her help and care would pay off in the love of those around her. It's often that we find that tragedy will shape our lives. Without the change brought about by these tragic events that shape us, we could never truly appreciate the brilliant resolution of our souls and the beauty of everyday moments that we capture. My mother lost a brother, and my father a best friend. But out of the ashes rose a new hope and adventure, the adventure of true love. It's funny how life works, because no matter how much we will it, there truly is no happily ever after. Our lives are a roller coaster, and as we rise to the top of the next hill, we can never forget that fear and regret are always around the next bend. My mother believed in the love story. She was raised at a time of great optimism for women. No longer were women solely defined by their capacity to birth and raise children. They could now seek their own fulfillment and personal achievement. This created an aura of expectation that the application of her talents were all she needed to live the life of her dreams. With this weight of expectation on her shoulders, she set out to show just how powerful she could be and devoted herself to its success. And she was successful. She did it all. As a child of her generation, she was expected to give birth and raise children, cook, clean, and maintain a household, all with little assistance from a man. At the same time, if she wanted anything for herself, she had to sacrifice. There was never a time for personal reflection, or painting, or those little things that help us stay sane in an insane world. She would work all day and come home and cook for her children, clean up, and stay up late at night working on furthering her education. She obtained degrees and awards and guided youthful minds to even greater successes than her own. So the question becomes, what do you do when you fail? When you're told that hard work, effort, and devotion are all that's needed, but it's still not enough. When the weight of expectation does not meet the reality you are confronted with. My mother struggled to reconcile with the reality that no matter how much you do and how devoted you can be to a person, it just might not be enough for them. And when you feel that pain and know you did nothing wrong and everything you were told to do, you did everything that you were told to do, but it can still all fall apart anyway. It's hard not to give up. It's hard not to hide in your pain and use whatever you can find to suppress it and move forward. And while my mother did this and was guilty of covering up her feelings and not working through it for a time, it's important for everyone to know that the pain didn't start with her. It took many long years to claw her way back, holding on to the sliver of herself that gave her purpose, redefining herself into a stronger, independent person. Most importantly, forgiving herself for not meeting her own expectations, even if it were for no fault of her own. She discovered that life's journey doesn't have to be perfect to be well lived. She fought adversity rather than completely giving up. And as her son, I will always be thankful that she didn't have to do this on her own, and that the same family she lovingly cared for as a little girl were there for her in her pain. Standing on your own is not without consequence. My mother always believed in the power of her love story. Even when the people that cared about her the most and propped her up when she was weak cautioned her that the love that tore her apart years ago could easily do so again, she was confident in her strength. A strength encouraged and fought for by herself and those around her. My mother realized the power of forgiveness, not just for herself, but for others in her life. That with forgiveness, we become whole again. When my father approached her again with a quest for redemption and healing, she granted him that power. Whether it was one more act of the selfless person we all knew and loved, or whether it was the selfish desire of a now strong and confident person searching for that final happily ever after that she never felt like she had. It doesn't matter. What matters is that she was happy. She made her decision and was the most content I have ever seen her in the last few years of her life. She dictated the terms and held him to them thanks to the strength inspired in her. And, for once in her life, a woman who spent all her years helping others finally got her turn to be taken care of. It's the small moments of our lives that are the most precious to us. These photographs offer us but a small glimpse of the person we loved, captured however briefly as she experienced them, and as we experienced them with her. My mother was a beautiful woman, inside and out. I choose to remember her as the woman that always had a laugh ready, boiling up inside of her, waiting to be released. I choose to remember her as the person always wanting to share her love with the world. I choose to remember her in these moments when she was truly the most alive.